All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Boss Talk Podcast. Today, I got my boy Jared here. Jared, thank you for coming through, my boy.
What's going on, y'all? Thank you.
Welcome,
thanks for having me.
welcome. Yes, sir.
Go ahead and give the audience a little bit about yourself, bro. What is it that you do?
How's it going, y'all? My name is Jared Bishop. I'm 28 years old. I'm from Houston, Texas, and I'm a filmmaker. I've done things from music videos, short films, commercials, you name it. Anything behind the camera, I've done it. I did my own limited series that's on Amazon Prime. You can watch it now. It's called Private School. Nice. And I have my own production company with my best friend and my roommate, Santino McNaughton, A-Roy Productions. Y'all check us out, please.
There you go.
H-Town.
H-Town, you know.
Right there, represent.
You know the
Yeah,
deal.
man. Well, every episode, what we do is we have a boss talk. If this is your first episode tuning in, which we know it's not, we know you've been subscribed, we know y'all been watching, but if it was the first time, pretty much what we're doing is talking to people who are entrepreneurs or who are controlling their own destiny, their own path. And we talk about things that are required of you in order to be a successful boss. Today, I'm going to talk about choosing the right partners or business associates. I want to put it in one word because I was just going to say integrity, but I just wanted to give more depth with that. So pretty much what I'm getting at is this. Sometimes you want to work with somebody and there are things that are outside of your normal element. So you find yourself trying to bend over backwards or do things. You know, granted, you are going to have to do work outside of your comfort zone, but you don't ever need to become somebody that you're not. And you don't ever need to try and impress people. That ultimately ask yourself, if I was like already successful, are these even the people that I would even want to keep working around? And if the answer is no, I suggest you don't even start working with them. Doesn't matter what it looks like they got for you. Do not even start down that path. Just stay true to you.
Absolutely.
That's a good one. Absolutely. What do you think about that, Jared?
No, I like that. I think, I tell people all the time, it's really about who you surround yourself with. And like you said, if you're in a point where you are making money and you are successful and the people you came up with were there with you before you even had really anything to your name, those are the ones you want to keep around. And I think the people that you have come on that, are always kind of expecting a little more and without really giving more themselves, those are the kind of people you do need to look out for.
Right.
100%.
Yeah, bro. I'm grateful to have a solid partner like Devon. Me and this dude are business partners for our production company. And the things that we do, we could try to expect it from other people. But at the end of the day, it's hard to expect that.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't grasp the amount of work that it takes to get to where you want to get.
No, absolutely. I resonate with that too, because there's a lot of people that hit me up. They're like, yo, Jared, I want to work with you. I see the shoots that you're on and all the videos you do. I want to be a part of the team. Mm-hmm. And usually 8 times, maybe 9 times out of 10, I'll have a shoot the next day and be like, y'all could come on set. You could come and work. This one time, this guy, this photographer dude, from years back, he was like, yo, Jared, same thing. I seen you doing your thing, blah, blah, blah. And he told me he's trying to get more into film. And I was like, dude, we're literally having a shoot tomorrow morning. Come in, because I'll give people work. Don't tell me you want to be on set, because I'll put you on set the next day.
Right.
And, he was like, I take pictures. I could just do BTS. I was like, that's great. We need a BTS guy anyway. I'll tell the other dude that was going to come to forget it. You come instead. He's like, all right, for sure. The next day rolls around. It's 9:00 in the morning. The guy's nowhere to be found. Doesn't show up. I call, I text. I'm like, okay, I'll give us some time. Maybe I don't know. Just maybe he didn't know what time, 2-3 hours go by. The guy never shows up.
So left you hanging.
Left me.
Those words, bro. And that's common too. That's common.
Oh, straight up.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you really need to watch who you're, and and I was more so getting at the story that you're sharing. To me, it seems more from the perspective of you trying to lend a helping hand.
Exactly. Yeah.
I more so, and which I do agree with everything that you're saying. I more so was focused on when you're trying to climb. When you're trying to climb and you see that there's somebody who, it's not necessarily that they're better than you, because nobody could be better than you. They're already on the next level. right? And sometimes we'll be like, if I can work with this person, they can help pull me up to that level. And I'm not saying don't accept help, but what I'm saying is sometimes it could be the wrong person for your journey and for your story to be the one to give that credit to. You know, like sometimes you need to just sit back and be like, you know, I'm down to wait a whole extra year to get to that level rather than getting to that level right now with this person. You know, like there's some people you don't want them as a part of your story, like when it comes down to it. Because I feel like that's all that this is at the end of the day is we're just living out our own personal movies. This is our own Hollywood true story that we're going to have to go back and be like, yeah, I remember when I was working with this cat and I was working with him. And then you're going to have to hate to be like, yeah, and I was working with this person too, you know, ashamed to even say it, you know?
Yeah.
It all comes down to intent, bro. What is the intent of the person that you want to work with too? Your intent may be to take over the world and to keep it loyal and to keep it loving and brotherly. The intent for someone else may just be the clout.
Right.
So my whole thing is you need to know the intent of the people. You need to work with good people to get to that good points in life and the areas you're just trying to max out to, essentially. So it's the intent. It all comes down to intent. I just want to say thank you, bro, for also mentioning me as a partner, dog. I just want to say, dog, it's good. You know, it's good to know you have partners that care about you and they have good intentions towards you, honestly, ladies and gentlemen.
Shout out to homie Max for being a
dog, I don't need it anymore, bro.
I was talking about frontline films, business aspect. This is a podcast created and everything.
It's cool, bro. It's cool, dog.
We love Max.
We love Max.
All right, if you're going to say it like that, then all right, bro. I appreciate you, my G. So I'm kidding, dog. It's all jokes, but yeah, for sure.
I agree with you though, because my business partner in particular, when we first started doing film and wanted to take it more serious with client work and everything, I told my business partner Santino, like right before we started, like we can't have any other intentions in this other than just needing to get better, because if we let money, fame, clout get in between that, because filmmaking is already like a hard thing to do. It's not an easy medium. Yeah. So if you have anything obstructing that, it's gonna make the goal, which is getting better, harder for you. And that's something him and I we've kind of like wore that as like a badge for our like journey as filmmakers, to be like, yeah, we're not gonna let money or anything get in between that. Because even when we had first started, people we would see people like charging like $500, $600, $5,000 for music videos, but like have zero work to show for it, so when we started, we're like, yeah, we want to be on as many sets as we can, as many shoots as we could possibly be on, and like not worry too much about, if we're gonna get paid for those gigs, because we're not even at that level to be charging yet, But yeah, and he's someone that like completely understands that vision of like, yeah, we're not gonna let anything else get in between that. So
shout out Santino too. He was actually a part of the Street Legends production as well.
Okay.
He came on. So thank you guys for coming on that. And thank you for coming on the other thing that we just did.
Of course.
About a month ago now, the cooking show, bro.
Of course. I guess the audience don't know. Me and Moses used to go to film school together. So this is the boy. It's an honor to be here. I really appreciate you guys too,
For sure, bro.
We're happy to have you
we're
down,
gonna be
bro.
doing way more work.
Yeah, this is just the start. This is just the start.
Yes, sir.
But like you said, bro, you want to perfect your craft, especially in the routes we are in entertainment. If you're a businessman and you want to just get business, you want to get money, that's understandable. But if you're in making music, if you're in something that's artistic, right? You're behind the cameras. You have to perfect the craft so you win. Who's heard of somebody who became the best rapper, best producer, best anything, not perfecting their craft and just like, we need the money, money, money. It's never going to work, bro. People don't take you seriously. You're never going to make it. You're not going to have enough experience. Like you said, I've heard of so many things, situations like that. Like, bro, you haven't done shit ever in your life, but you're charging this much for a music video when there's so many more talented people out there.
Exactly.
So
the process of perfecting your craft is a road less traveled, and it takes a lot longer to get to that, idea of like success, I guess. But, I think when you're looking for longevity in your craft and longevity in your career, that's the way to go. Like,
100%.
I'm not if I'm not skipping no steps, to get where I need to be. Like if it's gonna take a few years longer for me to get to the point of me to feel like, oh, I've reached that point of like success, so be it. Like I'm not gonna compromise that for anything or anyone,
100%.
A lot of people want success, but they're not willing to put in the work for it. Like for me, I've done so much free work because I believed in a vision. I believed in networking. I believe in, I need this, like, this is going to help me out.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people is just like, oh no, I just want a bag, like right then and there,
Yeah.
It's been, we've worked on a few things together that were free. For me, whenever I'm going to work on something that's free, first of all, touching on what you're saying, I would compare that to just being passionate. You need to have a passion for what it is that you're doing. And I've always been willing to do things for free because I always believed in me. And I always believed that if I showed you what I could do, then you would bring me back again. And anytime that I haven't been brought back again, I don't ever sit at home and think like, man, I didn't do a good enough job. I just think that person don't know art. And they missed out.
They're just not getting it. They don't get it.
They just don't get it. And it happens all the time, especially I just released the album. What are we going on, like 2 or 3 weeks ago? The things that I've heard about specific songs, because I'm real, like my mind really goes deep when it comes into creating. I'm a real like song creator. Like I'm making a song. And so I know what songs that I make that could be kind of like, for this person's taste or that person's taste. But I know when I'm making something that I know like nobody could deny this particular song. I had so many people, and I'll say what song it is too, is Faded Hearts. I have a song called Faded Hearts. And when I made this song, first of all, I know that the song is fire because first things first, I got to hear the beat, right? So when I'm listening, going through beats, and then I hear this particular beat and that beat moved me right off the bat. I'm like, this is a fire beat, the elements, everything that's in it. So that's already one box checked off. And then I'm thinking to myself, like, what do I do with this? How do I fit into that pocket? Because sometimes people will kind of go against the grain, which can work too. But I'm like, how do I fit into this pocket? What does it sound like? And I'm thinking about woman, female. Okay, so this needs to be a song that will cater to women. And check off that box too, because if you can get women behind a song, then everybody else,
good.
That's it at that point, right? It doesn't work the opposite direction though.
Hey, the Drake formula.
Yeah, so no, the LL formula.
I was waiting for it. I was like, wait, what?
Shut it down.
Like, hold on, bro.
Nah.
Kendrick comes busting through the door and shit.
So I mean, just, essentially what I do at that point, I come up with the lyrics. I come up with the hook. The hook is in French. It has to do with love and romance, and it just all works out perfect. And I know a song is good when I can listen to it, because a lot of times I can't listen to my own things. Maybe some other artists have that problem too. But when I can listen to it and I want to listen to it, I know it's good. I put the song out. Even one of his people helped me out with the editing process. He heard it. He was like, this song is fire. Moses heard it, said the song was fire. And amongst people I know. Then I send it through the platform so that it can get on a certain playlist. The responses I'm getting back, because some people, they're going to turn it down because even though the song is fire, it doesn't fit the vibe of what they want. Like if I accidentally send it to a rock and roll playlist, they're going to turn it down. Yeah. But even then, bro, sending me like paragraphs about, this song is dope for like X, Y, and Z. They're breaking it down only to end with like, I can't accept it for this reason. Or majority of them, I do accept it. It's going on the playlist. So when I get somebody who's like, this song is so boring and bland, I'm just like, bro, you just don't get it.
Yeah.
You don't get it, and that's fine. So I guess that's another thing I tell people too. Don't let one hater, or maybe not even a hater, just a person that don't get it today, make you doubt yourself or stop doing what you're doing.
That's huge.
That's 100%. The thing, man, because people operate off of a what's hot kind of mindset. Because something, like you said, something might not be cool now, but like a year, 2 years, 3 years down the line, everybody's into it. Everybody does it. And it's only because it gained some traction.
Right.
And it's seeing you can't let the lack of people's ability to see the potential in things that you're doing affect you from doing whatever it is you want to do. Because there's a lot of projects that I've had, a lot of things that I've done where it's like people just didn't get it at first.
Right.
But, you know, once everything's out, everything's put out, online, whatever, people will see like, oh, wait, no, this is, I see what Jared is doing. I see what he's doing now. But it's just like, I think that process is, it's a lonely one for sure. But it's like, at the end of the day, if you believe in what you're doing and you see the value in it in yourself, that's all that should and really does matter.
Right.
Because everything that I do, it starts with me. It starts because I wanted to do it. And because I really, really like the idea. I really love this idea, X, Y, and Z. But if anybody else does like it or wants to be a part of it, that's just extra to me at that point. Because I do it because I want to do it, not because, you know, Tom, Sally, Jim were like, oh, you know, this is something that we want you to do.
Right.
Those are all white names anyway, so no one cares what Tom, Sally, and Jim thinks about. Real quick, but also since we're here with all, were you done saying what you had to say?
Yeah, I mean that was pretty much. I would just kind of, you know, piggybacking off of what he was saying.
For sure. Since we got filmmakers in the room, we gotta ask some filmmaking type questions, bro. Filmmaker uno, filmmaker dos. Seen this Espanol right here or what? Dog?
Yeah, órale.
And he's gonna get mad when he gets left out and then doesn't point out your boy's a filmmaker too.
Filmmaker.
All right, I'm just not here writing full scripts and
I'm about to say what about Joe Warren?
yeah, I'm just quiet.
Bro, you're multi-talented, dog. You're
So are they.
multi-talented.
Like a
All right,
whole,
everyone's
like,
multi-talented, dog. Listen.
We're all talented. Everybody right here on Boss Talk is all talented. We all have different aspects and all this.
It's all love, bro.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm getting at.
All creatives.
What is your guys' favorite filmmakers, bro? Greatest filmmaker, essentially director.
Martin Scorsese for sure.
Great one.
I think you know Darren Aronofsky.
Yeah.
You know we watched some of his stuff in film school.
Yeah.
It's the guy that did The Wrestler.
The one with the Rock.
The recent one, right?
No,
With
no.
Zac Efron.
No.
Which one?
That was Iron Claw. That was also a really good movie.
Yeah, it
too,
was
by the
really,
way.
really
that
good, yeah.
that should make me cry. But no, The Wrestler. It's like a old. It's like I think like early.
It's the dude that was in Iron Man, right? As the villain.
I forget.
He had the electric and whatever. He had the parrot.
the
Iron
Yeah.
Man 2.
Yeah.
That was the one where he was. It was
him,
like a whip, right?
Is that the one with the
think so. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke.
I think that's who it is, right?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
But he did a movie called The Wrestler, and then he also did Black Swan, I believe. Have y'all seen Black Swan?
Mm-hmm.
That's with Anne Hathaway.
No, another white girl. Close.
Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman. Yes,
Portman.
I remember when that movie came out. Everyone's mom and aunt was watching that shit, bro.
Yeah.
Natalie Portman is beautiful.
Yeah, that was one of the first movies I realized like, whoa, like you could tell a story like metaphorically, even though it's like taking place in like a very realistic setting. And I think that's why I really like his work, because it's very real, but it has like this very tasteful layer of surrealism like placed on top of it.
It gives out a message, huh?
It does. Definitely.
What about you, JB?
I got two. So and it's primarily because of films that I grew up watching on repeat. And so it would be John Singleton. And then it would be Quentin Tarantino.
Okay.
Even though I don't know what type of stuff he's on right now, but that's a whole nother topic. But
what was he doing?
Talking about politics, but whatever. But the thing about both of those, you know, they're very distinct. So when it comes to like John Singleton films, they're just super cinematic. Like for me,
I feel like it's just more like gritty and raw too. Like he tells a story that's actually really going on in the world.
Yeah.
That people don't understand our reality and the way we grew up.
Yeah. It's almost like he's making a film documentary.
Yeah.
Every single time it's like they're documentaries, they might as well be, you know, versus just watching like you're getting caught into a certain setting. he's actually showing you an element of something like you're saying, but like just, yeah.
And like then when Snowfall, look at Snowfall.
Exactly. But you know what, man? I don't know what happened to Snowfall. Like,
it's because
he stopped, right?
No, he passed away, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like, he didn't finish it off, right?
No,
because it kind of got all wild.
It got, I think like fourth season.
Oh, I didn't know he directed. I didn't know he directed that.
He was part of the whole
Snowfall
thing up until the Snowfall is great, bro.
I mean, at least it started off like really fire, bro.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, and then when it comes to Quentin Tarantino, he has a way of filming. Like for me, for example, like one of my all-time favorite movies is Desperado.
Desperado. Well, here's the thing: he didn't direct that.
Did he not direct?
No,
he was just a part of that.
Rodriguez directed that.
So did he get his inspiration from Rodriguez? Because the same way that's from. What about From Dusk Till Dawn? That's his, right?
No, that's his.
Okay,
and then Desperado came after, but Rodriguez is the one that directed that. Tarantino was a producer on it and acted in it.
Yes, and then I think he did get inspired by Rodrigo, right? Or did I read this somewhere correctly?
That one I'm not too sure. I don't want to give false information or anything like that, but I'm not too sure about where the inspirations came from. But yeah, bro, Tarantino's amazing. He's literally one of the masters of dialogue.
Yes,
bro, his dialogue is insane. Like the shit he comes up with, it's like stuff when we talk about. If we're just having a conversation, and then you go on and on and on. Like I'll give you an example. The one from Pulp Fiction, when they're talking about, you know what they call a quarter pounder in Paris or France, whatever, a royale with cheese, and they just keep going on and on and on and on, and then it literally leads up to the next scene when boom, they break the doors down, and then the guys are right there, and then he's talking to Brad. He goes, "Oh, you know what they call a quarter pounder?" No, he goes, "A royale with cheese." You know why they call it that? He goes, probably because of metric system. And he's like, oh, look at the big brains on Brad. Like it's just perfect. Right. Tarantino is just a master at dialogue, bro. So shout out Tarantino.
And that's exactly what it is, because then a movie that I guarantee, I know he did this one. Like, first of all, for all you film people out there, I just messed up one. But anyways, I know like Django. Django to me is like, because it's like one thing to have the actors who can do it, but to know that they need to keep doing it and to set up these scenes and to get the angles and everything correctly, it's the same feel. All of his movies to me have the same exact feel.
Oh, for sure. You could tell it's a Tarantino film.
Yeah. You know, he goes into something where it's more like he gives you what you're looking for. So when there he goes. When you're watching a Tarantino movie, you feel like you're watching a movie, right? Where versus like I was saying with like John Singleton, it's more of like documentary, you know, things are in the elements of realism, but Tarantino is like somebody gets shot, blood explodes everywhere.
He does everything.
Well, that's the thing. Dramatic. That's the thing about Tarantino that I do appreciate, because his politics is like one thing, but as a filmmaker, he tells you exactly what he's trying to say. Like a lot of movies, they'll do like the abstract, like, oh, it's the meaning is behind, you know, the curtains that represent the sadness that she felt when she blah, blah, blah. But with Tarantino, he's telling you exactly what happened, what's going on. Exactly. Like, there's no other way to interpret somebody's head getting blown off.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Yeah.
But if you don't mind, since we brought up politics, what's going on in the world today?
Well, hold on. I wanted to ask Max real quick, what's his favorite?
Why you gotta ask me about politics, dog?
I didn't even know this.
No, I gotta agree with you on Scorsese, 100%. I love Martin Scorsese, and I gotta give an honorable mention, because I just like a couple of the works he's done. And I love his style. Taika Waititi. Taika Waititi.
Yeah. What did he do?
First of all, he's like Martin, so he'll let a lot of the actors do improvisation. He had this hilarious show called What We Do in the Shadows. Crazy funny, bro. Like, I'm talking, like, it's like a mix of American humor with that funny European humor, like integrated together. And you know how European and American humor could be a little different, but it's like a great mix of both, and it's very funny, bro. He did one thing for Marvel too, which was hilarious. I was like,
he directed one of the Thor movies,
Thor and Hulk, when they're on other things.
Ragnarok.
That was a good one.
I wouldn't.
That was jokes.
It was bro, and it's funny jokes. Like, it's different. It's not the usual like just vulgar bullshit that's being thrown in front of your face, and you're like, oh, someone just got shot on. That's hilarious. It's different type of humor. But yeah, quick, another thing about movies, and then let's talk about politics as much as you want, bro. What's your guys' favorite genre in movies? Is it mob? Is it scary films? Is it some scary horror, action, comedy.
It's hard. I just want to say, like, honestly, like a realism film, something that's real.
Mhm.
I don't know about like.
Can't
I
pick
love.
a
I love.
genre.
I
If it's a
love
good
them
movie,
all,
it's a good
but
movie.
Like, I have to go with probably like crime, like a crime thriller, or crime drama.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What about you, my G?
I think psychological films, like something that really explores
Fight Club.
Fight Club. I actually never seen Fight Club.
What,
It's a fire movie, bro.
bro? What? You've never seen Fight Club?
Somebody spoiled the ending for me, so I was just like, all right,
Damn.
what's the point?
It really can't get spoiled because
You gotta- you
even
just
like
watch
knowing
it.
what it is, I can go back and watch that movie again and
Yeah.
again because it's so wild.
Mm.
Because it's almost like they could tell you, but you still don't understand how did we get to this point? Like, wait, what was I missing the whole film? And you're trying, you're right. That's how I feel when I'm watching. Like, how did it get to this point? Still,
Homework. You're watching Fight Club.
What was that? Is that they got that on Netflix?
Brad Pitt.
I don't think it's on Netflix. Is it on Netflix?
It was on Netflix. I don't know if it's still there anymore, but
Or
Hey, dog.
I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm gonna have to check it out.
1, 2, 3 movies. At the last resort, dog. Hit up 1, 2, 3 movies.
Get my computer a virus.
Yeah.
you didn't say that, YouTube.
Yeah, we didn't
Leave
say
this-
that.
leave
We
this
support
episode
all
out.
streaming like sites and everything. One day they're gonna sponsor us, so we have to say that by law. What's your favorite type of movie?
It's like between like psychological to like urban crime. I like stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the rags to riches type of situation.
yep.
Those are always
That's why
bangers.
Scarface is like my number one film.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah. Scarface.
So, like I said, my favorite has to be probably comedy. I love horror, bro.
Okay,
And-
what's your favorite comedy then?
My favorite comedy. Dog, does it have to be a show or a movie? So we're just talking about film.
I would
in
say
general.
a movie.
Yeah, stick with the movies.
Yeah.
If it has to be a movie, dog, I don't. Soul Plane, bro. No, I'm
So-
just kidding. I'm kidding. Dog, what is it? Cause see, I'm not a film
Plane
buff
is
like you
hilarious,
fools
though.
like that, bro. If
Soul
you ask me
Plane
my mob movie, like I could tell you like what mob movie I'll go with.
You don't
but if
like
it's-
Wedding Crashers or old school.
Like Step Brothers,
Hangover.
Step
Hangover is
Brothers,
funny. I
Hangover.
fuck with Hangover. That's
Part
like
one.
part one
yeah.
when Tyson comes out like I can feel it.
Boom, bro.
In
that
the
movie's
face.
classic. I
But-
remember seeing that in theaters.
Bro, that was like Fat Tyson. That was like Fat Coke Tyson, dog. Shout out Tyson, bro. I love Mike Tyson. But
Nah, he said what he said. You already
Yeah,
heard
yeah,
it.
you-
Don't let him take it back now.
listen, mob, bro, the mob movies, one of my favorites. But I feel like they're a bad influence on me, dog. Recently, I've been watching these mob movies, G, and I'm just,
You want
to get involved?
I'm just out here like holding cups, like with my pinky out, all crazy. Damn, thanks for putting your alarm on, G.
Well, I did it for the 30 minutes, but we're good. 'cause
Breaking
I
my
told
heart, dog. So I'm just out here holding cups with my fucking pinky up, G.
There you go.
A lot of tank tops.
Well,
My
player, like-
slick back has been way more slick back recently.
more-
People are pulling up to me like, "Hey Max, how are you?" And I'm just like, "Forget about it." And shit. They're like, "What are you talking about, bro?"
So what's your favorite mob movie then?
Godfather. I mean, you can't like. I can go and say some crazy mob movie that was made, but it's like Godfather, bro. You can't. Like, it was the craziest trilogy, bro. And the first one. I know a lot of people fuck with the second one, but for me, it's the first one. Gotta go with the first.
Give me a monologue right now.
Of what? The Godfather?
Yeah.
You come to me on the day of my turtle's wedding and you ask me for a favor. This I cannot do.
Well, everybody does that one. You gotta do different.
What the fuck you want me to do? I got it. Go ahead. Clemenza. He sleeps with the fishes.
all right.
He's gonna be like, damn, bro, you gotta do another one, dog. Okay,
I'll give you that.
bring it over here.
I guess
Politics.
they want to get into
World
politics.
War
apparently.
III.
I don't, dog. I don't.
All of a sudden,
I'm done with politics, dog.
World
Okay, so let's
War
skip over
III.
this one. And then let's go into.
All right, I'll take over these two cameras. You guys have those ones. We'll do
Hey, slide,
politics
slide,
on
slippery
each side.
slide time.
World War III.
Are you getting drafted or what?
Are we on the brink? Are people wearing tinfoil hats? What do you see happening outside?
I mean, people have always been wearing tinfoil hats.
They have. I got one, but not right now. Not right now.
The radiation? Why do you have a tinfoil hat?
No,
It's like a
It's just
conspiracy. It's like a way to describe somebody that's like into conspiracies and like certain things.
Oh,
that are going
okay.
on.
like blocking alien rays. Or
That's
whatever
what I'm
the
saying,
case is.
radiation, because that's the only thing I've heard of it. Because they put it for like the EMT rays from the
Something. And it's
fucking
crazy
Wi-Fi.
because I don't know if you've ever seen it, but I've literally seen people wearing tinfoil before. I've seen the full lady tinfoiled out, bro, like walking around.
The fuck?
Like
what?
the whole
Like,
body?
like around your
Like her
apartment?
whole head in Alhambra, but not in my
Wait, okay,
apartment,
so
no.
why do they do that? What's the point?
I think that they think that some type of entity or whatever is going to get in there and
Like
control
ET
them.
or some
They
shit?
think it's
And
the 5G. The radiation.
Yeah,
But what's funny is I've been seeing this way before 5G.
We didn't even have that shit yet.
We didn't know about it. Maybe they knew. Maybe they
knew 5G was coming.
They
like,
knew it was coming, and they've been protecting
that shit
themselves.
since what's the movie? World of War. Weren't they doing it in that movie too?
Oh, that was good. That movie scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
But
is that the Brad Pitt one? No, that was World War Z. My bad.
Well, Tom Cruise was in like the newer version of it, but there's an older one.
oh yeah.
The alien one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Invasion. Yeah. So we're here in the U.S. for anybody watching who doesn't recognize our accents because of Max and they think that we're somewhere else. No, we're not in Africa. So, anyways,
They're all Armenian. They're just camouflaging.
yeah.
We got the jungle.
This is a
around
mask.
us. I don't know.
Nah, I'm in blackface right now. So, anyways,
Wow.
well, don't worry, I can say that. You guys are safe. Don't.
Yeah, you're good.
I'm in double white.
He got
face.
nervous. Like, can we say that? So, anyways, around the world, it looks like mayhem. But you know what's crazy? For me, it all is so fake. We're talking about film, and everything just looks so fake and staged and like propaganda on a level that I feel like the world has never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like social media is changing things to where we can actually see it. There's a lot of, I don't know what they would be called, but you know, when the government is questioning somebody or they're giving some type of thing, you know, update or whatever, those are usually happening. When I say behind closed doors, I'm saying like in some type of official setting. It's the news people there with their cameras. The politician could say whatever ridiculous thing they want to say, and most of us never even knew he said it.
Mm-hmm.
We never even knew he had a ridiculous stance or nothing. But nowadays, you got real independent journalists, and they're literally journalists. Like the guy who I like the most, I don't know if you've seen him. He has the Fisher hat on. I'll show you who he is. This dude loves journalism, so he's investigating everything, and now we see everything. So now we see just how much. Not only are our politicians lying to us, but the world, all of these politicians just spewing out just bogus information and trying to lead us to war, man. They just want to send us here to fight. They want to send us there to fight. And it's all the most laziest propaganda I've ever seen
100%.
in my life.
Yeah, they don't even try to hide it no more.
Yeah.
Like
bad.
I don't know. It's weird because there used to be a time where, like you said, people being,
Out of the loop or whatever.
Secure areas. Well, they would like talk about, whatever issue is going on, and like maybe we shouldn't say like this so that the people don't get this perspective of it, because that's not what it is.
Right.
But a lot of the things that you see on especially like in the White House now, like they just say whatever's like as soon as it happens, they'll let everybody know without even like giving it any time to digest or like, and mind you, there's like a million other things that have just happened that led up into this point. Like things are moving so fast.
Right.
And I think it's a time we've never seen before, especially with social media. Even like with the protests and everything, like everybody has a phone, everybody's recording.
Mm-hmm.
It's become an insane vortex.
Right.
Yeah. And it's hard to believe anything and everything. Like I can't just I don't believe a post at this point anymore, bro. If someone puts, like, I see a news post come up, Trump did this, or let's not even throw Trump in the mix, anyone else politically does this, I don't like, you don't know how to believe it, but you have to go and do your own like back end research and look at other like posts and articles and like kind of reprove it to yourself.
Yeah.
I can't just sit down and, this one article says this shit, now I gotta believe in it for sure. This one person says it. That's why I'm always questioning everything. Some people take my questions as offense, but that's not the point of it. It's because it's like everything is so biased nowadays. There's not one news outlet that's unbiased, bro. And if they tell you that they are unbiased, it's bullshit, because they're still going to be landing on one side of protecting this fool in the war, or they're going to be protecting that fool in the war. So it's like, do your own research, ladies and gentlemen, because there's a lot of propaganda, like you said, and until you don't do it, you can't just be seeing one article and being like, yeah, that's why this guy's an asshole, or, oh yeah, that's why this group of people are this way. It's all bullshit, bro. Do your research and you'll come to find out what's true, if you're smart enough. So that's what I have to say on that.
That's true.
Yeah. It's a thing where what a journalist is supposed to do is give you a starting point. You even religiously, I was raised, I can go to church and the preacher could be up there and he could say whatever, but you never are supposed to just take that and be like, well, the pastor said this. I was taught, okay, the pastor said that, ask him where it said that in the Bible, and then go home and read it for yourself and make sure he didn't get it wrong. Make sure he didn't take it out of context.
Yeah, and then develop your own personal interpretation.
Exactly.
Yeah, these are just people who are just going to give you a starting point. And I like to think of myself as that the same way with information as well too. Like I'll tell people something, and I'm not going to have like I will sometimes have a full blown lesson on it, but I'm just saying for the most part, I'm just pointing you in the right direction. Did you know this? Whether you believe it or not, now go look into what I said, and find out for yourself. But to get more specific about what we're talking about, it seems like right now there's missiles going back and forth from Israel and Iran. They're constantly shooting, and every day I probably look at my phone right now and watch a video of a missile landing.
It's crazy too, because we've been talking about this since like the first episode we started this podcast.
Yep.
And the fact that it's still going on right now is insane to me.
And that it kicked up though, because this whole time, what it really was just like a genocide against these Palestinians, bro. Like they're just going in on them. Now they picked the wrong one. They've been trying to tell the whole world that Iran is developing nuclear weapons and they can't have them, even though they got nuclear weapons and have had them this whole time. And what they did is they didn't get the support they were looking for. So they just said, well, whatever. And they just shot a missile over there and start bombing Iran. Iran is like 100 times the size of Israel.
Iran is huge.
So now Iran's going against Israel.
Oh, they just been bombing Israel, bro. So this whole time, Israel has just been like this oppressive force,
So
like just dominating. Nobody wants to go against them. Iran's like, we don't care. We're not playing these games. They getting through that Iron Dome. Their missiles are landing. They're hitting oil facilities, the middle of Tel Aviv. Bro, you don't see what's happening? You didn't see like...
Yeah, I think it hit a hospital. They hit a hospital.
They hit a hospital too, yeah.
I'll never understand that. Why are you shooting at a hospital? Any site. Like, what's the point in a...
I just look at it
you
like...
hit a military site, okay,
you think of it on their end, bro. If you hit a hospital, then they're not going to be able to fucking, like... help anybody.
That's
like if you're on that side.
Okay, yeah, that's strategically, that makes sense.
It makes sense strategically, but yeah, at the same time, it's fucked up.
Yeah, for sure. Because you got people there with cancer, you got kids up in there, bro.
No, it's fucked up for sure, but strategically on their end, you got.
Well, let me ask you guys this: as far as like what you think is right or not right? Because all the time on the media, we see them saying that, oh, this is just the casualties of war. So, like, what would you think is like too much to be doing during a time of war? Like what is inexcusable to you?
I mean, there's not. At time of war, whatever goes.
I don't even think there should be war.
There should be.
I mean, this is what I think. Let me get to it. Talked to a very high leveled ranking. I forgot what his position was, but he was from the army, very, very high.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, the only people who want war are those who've never seen war. And who are the people initiating war? People in governments that are sitting in high levels that have never seen war, they're getting into beefs or arguments with this country. They don't want to follow this. They don't want to do it like the way we want to do it. So let's start sending missiles. And who are the people they're sending? The actual experienced war veterans that are going to be going out there and handling shit. So in general, obviously there has to be war because that's life. Everything in life is duality. There can't be good without bad. There can't be love without hate. And we can just keep going on with this.
There's been war since the beginning of time, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think there should be. If there is, there should be rules that should be followed. You don't get kids. You don't just go in and pillage villages like it's the fucking medieval ages. There should just be rules internationally that are followed, which we know there are some laws of war, right? But I don't know. Do they follow it? Do they not follow it? Who's even morally high enough to write laws of war other than God himself? Mm-hmm. So it's like a deep issue, bro. If you really get into it, there's a lot of deep points that you got to be cracking through to really answer that question.
You know what I think? I think the people, the leaders of the countries that are wanting the war, bro, just get in the ring and scrap.
UFC.
Yeah, like get in the ring. Like, why are you sending the people that don't want war out?
Right.
Like you're sending all the people that are like, man, like, what am I doing this for?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I love my country, but should I really be doing this? Why? Because a leader told me?
Right.
Because they have beef with that leader? Fuck that. Get in the ring with somebody, scrap, whoever wins, whoever loses, loses. That's it.
And that would be epic. And
Bro,
I think,
imagine how much money they would make.
Oh,
straight up.
Well, bro. See, here's the thing about it. Like, plenty of people get put in position that they didn't earn. So we'll never see that because we got a bunch of like weirdo world leaders, you know. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some gangster ones, right?
Yeah.
Like for anybody that doesn't know, Burkina Faso, look into that.
Yeah.
Ibrahim, how you say his last name? Traore. Love that dude. That's a real, like, he'll get in the ring and fight somebody to win. But
he's really well spoken too.
Yeah.
Let's write a movie about that.
I want to. But hold on. All I was going to say was that it's like we're all saying things that like I agree with too. Like I believe that I don't think that war shouldn't exist, but I think that it should always be for like a righteous cause. The problem is that they lie to us and they always drag us into wars because they tell us something righteous is about to happen. When in reality, behind the scenes, it's like, nah, we're just over there for some oil, or we're just over here for some gold mines, or no, maybe they're about to destabilize us, so we got to shut them back down. So on the topic, without us sitting on this all day, I guess the question I would ask is, it looks like, to me, I'm perceiving it like our government is trying very hard to draw us into that conflict. Like, we don't want to just be spectators. They want American soldiers in Iran, or they want to start shooting missiles at Iran from America too. Is this something that you think that we have any need to be involved in? What are your thoughts on that? Or is it not our fight? Is it anybody's fight?
I mean, there's a lot of ways you can hit the point of answering your question of what you're saying. If should America get involved? I don't think America should be getting involved in any foreign wars whatsoever. Right. But speaking directly on the one in Iran, there are literal videos of them saying death to America, death to Trump, death to this. Good. Mostly death to America, essentially, which is not good. Or saying death to the president.
I said good.
Yeah,
death to America?
Bro, like, look,
you want us to sit and die?
Because America destabilized their entire economy.
Well, I mean,
because they wanted to take back control of like their resources. And they had a democratic, election to vote somebody into so like they can control it, but the U.S. like usurped that.
Right.
That's why they don't fuck with us.
There's another question to not fuck with, but when you know that this is the number one superpower in the world and you're out, is that strategically smart for a country to be saying death to America? And it's not even all the people in Iran who are saying that. This is a specific group. And from what I know from history, you guys can correct me or not, if we're talking about Persia, I think the Shah of Iran he was very much liked when the Shah was sitting. The new people who came and they didn't like, and I don't think it was really democratic because I knew Iran at the time was like very mixed religiously, like Christian, Muslim, whatever. But then they got the Muslim. I think the dad was Khomeini and the son is Khamenei, something like that. Okay. I don't know too much. I haven't done too much.
You're
Persian.
Educating me at this point.
I haven't done too much Persian history. There are a lot of Persian Armenians, so I kind of get a little history tidbits from them. But I don't really think it was too democratic. I need to do my research, so I don't want to say anything directly. But all I'm saying is strategically, when you know someone is the number one superpower and you're saying death to America, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong if they fucked you over or not, but you're saying death to America is like, what can you expect? There's going to be the repercussions to that. They're going to sit down, and then once some other little bullshit comes up where they can now actually go after your ass, will they not go after your ass? So I'm just posing questions, like kind of answering it, but also posing questions to like, there's actions, reactions. You do something, you're going to be met with a repercussion. It's politics, bro. Politics has never been a clean thing. It's never been like, oh, it's, what a nice thing to be a part of. So I don't know, bro. It's interesting. I don't think we're going to get into World War III.
I guess the thing is, like, Israel is the one that shot the missile at them. Mm-hmm. So it's like,
preemptive.
Like, that's on them.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, straight up.
Like, they're trying hard. There's been videos, I guess, for like the last 30 years that Netanyahu, that he's been telling us.
Saying it, yeah.
Oh, the one where he's like, oh, they're like 3 weeks away from making it. It's like 2009 or some shit. Like,
every year they're like a day away. Like, we don't do something now, right?
It's like that one Bernie Sanders videos where they're like the oligarchs are coming in. Yes, and it's like the first one he did was in 1993 all the way to 2025.
When are they
Trump,
coming?
Bro. Yeah, I don't know, bro. Politics is a very
but I just to say one thing about what you had said about like them saying death to America or whatever. I feel like personally, when they say that, I don't even take offense to it. It doesn't make me feel one type of way because I know for a fact that those are human beings over there, just like over here. And that people say things out of the circumstance, right? Like, bro, if we go to prison right now, and I guarantee you most of the black people in there are going to be like, F Mexicans. And the Mexicans are going to be like, F the blacks. That's the circumstance of what is going on because you kind of don't have a choice in prison. These politics hold you to that.
Yeah.
But in a normal setting, it's like, I've watched this too. I've seen this happen. I literally been in a holding cell and I was hearing all this racist stuff being chanted back and forth because they put me, black, with all the other blacks and the Asians. So they put us together and then they separated anybody who was like white or Hispanic or Armenian, whatever, in a whole nother thing, right? So the whole time I'm in there, bro, I'm just hearing the most racial comments ever. Like, oh, the Mexicans this and the Mexican this from one guy in particular. By the time we get out, right? So like me and that dude are getting released on the same day. He walks out and now he's just chopping it up with all these Hispanic people and everything. He's speaking Spanish. He's speaking Spanish because he's probably like dark-skinned Puerto Rican or something like that. Yeah. But it's just like, it's crazy how a circumstance can make you feel a way about somebody else. So I'm not mad at them. Like, bro, because I know what America has done to the planet. How we have American bases almost everywhere. Yeah. And there ain't no foreign bases here.
That's crazy, huh?
You know?
Like,
so
really
their point of view of us, like I can understand people's point of view.
Do we have an Eagle sound button right now? We'll do it right now. Freedom. Dog, look, America. I get that. On the human aspect, yeah. But again, I'm speaking just government to government. Is it smart to be saying that to your government? I mean, as a government to your people, excuse me. Is it the smartest thing? And you're having your people say that out loud. Of course, it's situational and it's different. Like on a human basis, we're gonna see a Persian person, we're gonna get along with him, right? He sees one of us, we're gonna it's likewise. But then they're saying it to the government, so the government's gonna have their beef. But yeah, I do make the separation too.
But I also have a question.
As long as they make the separation
on some gangster stuff, right? So you walk into a room with another guy, you know he's the strongest, most G in this room. He could probably beat up everybody, right?
I'm knocking him out right away.
There you go. Right? That's how you're getting
right away. That's how I'm doing right away.
I'm saying.
You have to.
Now now he says something to you, and you're like, first of all, you're feeling yourself. You're like, I could lay this dude out, right? Even though he's bigger than me and everything.
A little bit
that.
On the Henny.
Right. You feel me? It's Henny time. You feel me?
You're like,
anything is possible on the Henny.
Exactly. You're like, all right, for rock, paper, scissors now, dog.
Hey, not only did you walk into the room where this dude is at, now he just gets to making remarks about you. Like, hey, who is this dude over here with the slick back on? Or, hey, like, right? Hey, he's just dropping real, like, you know what I mean? He's saying things that they're offensive by the tone of his voice.
Where the fuck did all this cologne smell come in, dog?
You feel me? Hey, you come in with the music.
What's the music?
Bro, don't even get me started.
Hold on. So at this point, bro, knowing you and he's disrespecting you like this, are you gonna be like, hey, he's the bigger guy, I may not win this, I'm gonna be quiet? Or is he getting socked up? Or at least our words going back in his direction?
Bro, we are having a dance off right then and there. I'm like, hey, dog, I'm gonna start doing the craziest breakdancing moves he's ever seen in his life.
There you go.
But no, literally, I mean,
and that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm
shit. I mean, he's gonna get an elbow to the fucking dome or some shit.
And that's all I'm saying is like, I get what you're saying. I agree with you. But I also feel like how much are other countries supposed to take, whether we're the strongest military force or whatever, when we're just popping off all the time, like, and we're lit. Like, you know, it's one thing to actually be dropping the bombs because we always been dropping the bombs. Through our nicest presidents, we're dropping bombs. You know what I mean? That's what we do. But then when you also have the talking piece too, like you got Trump in there saying things like talking about everybody else like they're dumb and stupid. Like, well, they better sign the deal. I don't know. It's not going to be pretty for them. It's not going to be well.
They need to sign the deal, okay?
Yeah.
They got the deal down and we're waiting.
And he talks about these other countries and their leaders like they're children, bro. So it's not far-fetched to me that they're going to turn around and pop back off. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's my...
Sure, I get it, because what else can they do?
Yeah,
it's fucked up to say it, but we're talking realistically, right?
Like, yeah, I'll at least give you that.
Yeah, because it's like they should have the right to express themselves. And you know, here in America, everyone has the right to express themselves, unless you like Taylor Swift, then you cannot express yourself around
that. Random, but hilarious.
That Earth, Wind and Fire cover, Taylor Swift. Don't come on now. I don't got nothing against you, but don't ever cover Earth, Wind, and Fire again like that.
What did she? What song did she do? Oh.
September, bro. I don't know.
No way, she did?
Yes.
That's wild, bro.
It wasn't it, Taylor.
No
it wasn't it,
way.
Taylor. I don't got nothing against you, Taylor. You seem like a decent person, but that was not it.
Why did she do that?
I don't. Hey, she was inspired, right? You were inspired. That's what it was. She was inspired. She was inspired. Hey, great people inspire other great people. You're still a great person, but you know that one wasn't it. Yeah,
that one wasn't it. True.
All right.
Man.
Anybody else on this Iran? Any tidbits? Anybody want to join that? I think we're all here. Don't want to be a part of that war.
I'm cool off of
As Americans, multicultural, we got the blacks, the Mexicans, and the Armenian. We do not want to be involved in the Trump. So come on, bro, make the right fucking choice, bro.
Man, that's that, man. I think. How do you feel it? Do you feel like he's gonna make the? How do you? Me and Max have been on the phone getting into intense arguments, bro. He thought I didn't like him and that we're enemies.
I'm out here being called a KKK member. Fucking
No, he missed
all that. Bro. Come on, bro. It's bad. Jared, it's bad, bro.
I didn't call him a KKK member. I made a comparison and he read it that way. It's
bad, dog. It's bad.
And he read it that way. But anyways, my thing last thing I wanted to bring up, and then you have to bring up whatever you want to bring up. I have been hearing for a long time. People have been saying that Trump is racist. He's racist. He's racist. And I feel like he's been doing a lot of slick things to kind of like to where you could kind of teeter totter and be like, no, he's not racist. Look at these people. They did this or whatever. Right. Mm-hmm. But as of lately, like I'm telling you, I can't speak for any other culture or people. He is racist against black people. I don't care what.
Well, he's racist against Mexicans. Look at everything that's happening right now with ICE.
There you go.
How is it that he's going to Home Depot, the farms? Yesterday I was at Dodger Stadium, right? And the whole media was like saying like, oh, Dodgers are letting the ICE in and this and that. First of all, Dodger Stadium is filled with Mexicans.
Right.
Straight up. But
there's probably more Mexicans there than Americans in Dodger Stadium.
Straight up. And it's an American sport.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, for sure he's racist. I don't understand how you could see this and not think he's not, like he's literally tearing family. Bro, you have ICE agents that are getting people that are, they're literally a citizen. They're citizens of this country. Yeah, but because they're Mexican or they're racially profiling them because they're brown.
Right.
And these people are right there like, what the fuck are you doing? Like they're speaking English and everything. And then they'll like bring out their ID like, really? Like, look, I'm a fucking citizen. And then ICE agents are like, oh, okay. And then they'll leave them. But like, that's bullshit, dog.
Yeah.
He definitely. Bro, if an ICE agent came to me, I'm stalking him out.
Yeah. Hey, and that's another weird thing too, kind of side note is like, who gave them the authority to walk around masked up like that? If you're supposed to be doing something that's righteous, because there have been cases of people being kidnapped by people impersonating ICE. And so like
what are they doing with those people?
I mean, they're probably thinking for the safety of the ICE members.
No, fuck them.
But bro, they don't even have regular cops walking around masked up. So it's like people.
Like what's the safety about it?
Yeah, there's not. And who is that?
If it's
they're public servants, bro.
And it's legal. It's apparently legal to do. This is an order, but you're going to be masked up.
Right.
What about the people that are impersonating them, taking these people? What are they doing with them? Where are they taking them?
Right. Because how many people have been trafficked so far?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Because there have been, I don't know if you know that or not, bro. Like there have been like kidnappings, bro. Like where people impersonate. All they do is throw on a mask, throw on the gear, right?
Yeah. Like a bulletproof vest.
And they just pull up in a van and snatch somebody in broad daylight, and everybody around is not doing nothing because they're looking at it like, oh, it's ICE.
It's ICE. Yeah. Like it's okay. No, it's not fucking okay.
I have not seen. I don't know if you guys have seen this. I haven't seen any videos so far of ICE actually producing paperwork or taking those steps. It's always usually just like grab them and that's it. And then we're just wrestling.
Like how fucked up is that, bro?
Well, like, that's not going to be what people want to see on the gram anyways.
Don't even know if that was the difference.
Yeah.
They don't know how to ask for paperwork. They don't know how to be like, well, let me, or just stay quiet and no, you can't take me because it is your right. It's their right to say no. It's their right to, what is it, the Fifth Amendment?
One of them.
Yeah, there's one of them. It's one of them. Bro, how now you're telling me that I could dress up as ICE and just take somebody off the streets like this without them even saying anything, with everybody being okay about it?
It's not the best. The way they're going about it's not the best.
This is all I have to say, bro. You're speaking on the tip of you're saying. You're speaking for the Mexican delegation. He's speaking for the black delegation. I am neither Mexican and I am only 1% black. So I can only speak 1% on this issue. And I can't really speak on the Mexican part. All I can say is that it's not Trump going into Home Depot. It's him giving power to ICE, and what's ICE's job been for a long ass time is to deport illegal people, right? So by giving them power and by him having the beef with California, which is expanding his pretty much the push on what they're doing in by these border states and whatever, especially with Cali and the Newsom and Trump beef, it's not looking good. I don't want to speak on it because again, I'm not Mexican, I'm not black. I don't want to say, because we had this argument and when I was like, we're going back and forth, but I don't want to speak for other cultures. If you believe that, that's your opinion. You're entitled to it. You're entitled to yours. I think it's deeper than that. I like to think that Trump isn't a racist. I wouldn't want a racist president. That's not who I voted for.
It's too late.
But hey, again, that's your buddy.
Cut that.
Again, that's your opinion.
Spoke out of turn. No.
That's your guys' opinion. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, bro.
Why do you think he's not?
He's not.
What indicators?
Again, that's your opinion. That's your opinion. That's your opinion, bro. I'm not going against anyone's opinion. I'm saying I wouldn't want to have that type of a president or even have voted or been there in the first place. My intents are coming from a good place. I'm not here to sit down and protect Trump or die on a hill for Trump.
Right.
I'm here to say that everyone is entitled to their opinion and they should speak and have it, and everybody should still be able to meet in the middle, regardless of what we do. This is what I'm thinking. Now there's multiple points that were said, right? So the African, you brought up the African issue. I'm sure you're on the same tip.
I haven't brought it up yet. But
not fully, but you're just like, he's racist towards blacks. No, we brought it to the Mexican issue. Right, he said we're Mexican, we're racist. He's racist to Mexicans, not we're. When it comes to the Mexican tip, they're getting rid of illegal people, right? And statistically, the most people who came in were Mexican, right? On the last episode, I talked about it. I said we can talk morally, ethically, or we can talk lawfully, but we can't talk about them all. It's differently. Morally and ethically, I don't fucking agree that families should be ripped apart, bro. If you're a mom and a grandma and your kids are here, they shouldn't be ripping you apart. There should be a little bit of a bit due process, but I also stated the fact that when you have an incompetent president like Biden, who just let any and everybody come in to that extent, which again, it's not a bad thing to let people into our country, but when he does it so he just did it on a way that was never done in history before, with no due process at that point. So Trump's mentality is, why should I give these fools due process coming out?
You talked to him or what?
Huh? I talked about, that's what he says, fool. But yesterday, we had a talk. He called me and shit. We had a good talk, boy. He cussed out Stormy Daniels a little bit and shit. But
I think that's kind of it, right? Like, having immigration policies isn't the issue, because sometimes immigration policies could be good. Like some countries, they have immigration policies that help immigrants find jobs and houses and stuff. Like that was us.
That's how this all started, but I'm not going to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm talking about like years ago. That's how we even got this immigration, is because we needed farm workers. And so we told Mexico, send us farm workers. But go ahead though.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say, like, it's less about the policies and more about how those policies are being implemented. Because like you said, you can't just rip people from their families. You can't just rip people from their moms or dads. Like I even had a homeboy, one of his friends, his friend's dad got taken into ICE. And it's just like that's not like whatever policies you're trying to implement, this is not the way to do it, like at all. It's just going to incite fear inside the country and hesitation from other countries to have people come in. And I think that's probably that's probably their goal. Like
that's the message. They
want to have people hesitant to come to America, because I think the rate at which people are coming in is like the lowest it's ever been. So
no, that's the message for sure. They literally said that was the point of doing what he did so aggressively on the immigration stance, is to send that message that guys shouldn't come, which is, we know how American politics works. Trumpster, you're going to do this for 4 years. And then let's say a Democrat comes in and they're going to break down everything that you build regardless. Right. So it's like,
or a Republican,
or even a Republican that comes in that has like a, he's not too strong on immigration. That's the thing when it comes to America. Like it's never going to always be consistent. Like the taxes are never going to be consistent. Every 4 or 8 years, someone new's going to come in and flip the script. Again, back to the topic, bro. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. They should think what they want, especially when it comes to cultural views of what they want to believe. Let people believe what they want to believe. I don't think people of other cultures should be telling others, no, this is how you should believe or what you should do. Everyone at the end of the day just needs to learn to meet in the middle, irregardless, and not let a president, a fucking political party, or something get in the way. Because once you cut off individuality and you start looking at everybody as a group or picking teams and sides, that's when society's gonna go down. Always, bro. Gotta look at someone but individually for who they are, regardless of what or how or where they're going, how they're doing it. Unless it's like some crazy shit. Like I'm not talking about fucking rape and being a fucking asshole. I'm just talking about like, all right, bro, this was a little red. Cool. This guy's on the blue side, whatever. Do the morals and ethics line up together? Can we talk and have a good conversation without having to fucking blow shit up? And if we can't do that, that's when people it's all going to be groups, bro. We want to be the United States of America, not the divided states of America.
Well, me personally, I feel like, again, we're being fed a bunch of lies, and then we're trying to formulate truth based off of those lies. So one of the things that I was just talking to my wife about is like first of all, again, if you are just piggybacking off of what he said, if you are of another culture and you do whatever you want to do with your time. So I'm just sharing my thoughts and my opinions. She was talking about Mexicans who are Republicans and these same ones who have like family members who are on the verge of deportation that will be gone, that I know that they don't want that. And then we have conversations with them. And it's more so this thing of like, it's like just because it's not happening to them right now. But you all see the videos online of like the chick like, I will vote for Donald Trump. They took her husband, deported him up out of here. And I'm not mocking you. I'm just saying the irony behind it. And then there was another female her video is circulating right now. She's crying. She's on the phone with ICE or whoever, trying to plead for her father to say like, hey, my father, he's a good man. He's been working all these years. She's in tears, everything. He has cancer, all this other stuff, quality of life. They were like denied. And then she's sitting there like, I now realize how stupid I was to be supporting this. You know, it's a thing. People love to support something because it's going to happen to somebody else and not them. Mm. But I feel like that's kind of like the lack of empathy. But I believe that the Democratic Party and the Republican Party are two parties that were started without Indians, without Blacks, without Mexicans, without Asians. These were white parties, and that's all that they were meant for. And now we're trying to vote into them and put this as our identity, and they were never meant to benefit us. Mm. And I'm saying that, look at all these Republicans right now who are adamant that they were going to get that Republican privilege. But that's not a Republican privilege. That's a white privilege that you cannot attain by trying to take on this identity. You should have looked at what was empathetic. You should have thought about the other people whose lives were being affected. And the moral ground should have took the high ground above everything else. Now, to talk on what I see on the African American side.
I want to real quick say something before you get to the African side.
Go ahead.
I mean, if Trump's literally saying, regardless if you're a Mexican, Black, American, whatever you are, or illegal, right? Mm-hmm, for what they say you're illegal in this country. Mm-hmm. That guy literally said he's going to deport people. So you think by saying, oh, I'm a Republican and I'm going to sign this paper and I'm going to do this and that, like it's just going to be overrided. It's not.
They did think
pretty
that
much
too.
That's what I'm saying though. But that's not the case though.
And you're right. He did blatantly say it. However,
he literally said it like clearly he was going to do what he was going to do and he's doing it.
But after saying that, he turned around and brought in 60 white South Africans. So it's like what are we saying? And I'm not talking about you, but I'm like, because he's telling, oh, we're going to get them all out. But, oh, those white people, bring them in. Bring them in. Everybody else ain't getting due process. We kicking y'all out. We sending y'all to El Salvador. But you white South Africans, you guys come in. You guys are chilling. You guys are good.
It's sending a clear message.
Yeah. And to even go further, I don't know if you know what the things that I'm about to bring up right now, but there have been a few things that I've tried to point out to anybody that I know. I have a few friends, including Max, who are like Trump supporters. And I always go to you guys to share with you, like, bro, do you see he's doing this? Because I'm like, do you really want to support this? And for me, what it comes down to is first, what was that? The hiring thing that you got? The
DEI?
The DEI, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Getting rid of the DEI.
Inclusion.
And that's our program, by the way. Like I've heard people say like, oh, the transgenders took it over and all this other, that's fine. But like when you eliminate that, you're setting us back. So you can't just be like, hey, well, we need to get them gone. So you guys got to take this too. So that was one thing right there in itself. And then now, like, I don't know if you just saw on Juneteenth, this nigga got on Twitter. He ain't tweeted on no other holidays, but he gets up on Juneteenth talking about, oh, we got too many holidays. We need to get rid of some of these holidays, right? The Americans would rather be at work anyway. And he says some slave stuff like, what? We'd rather be at work. I don't know nobody that'd rather be at work on a holiday whatsoever, you
I
know?
don't know anybody that would rather be at work any day. Like,
And then to top it off, it just comes out. Did you know he removed the bust of MLK from the Oval Office?
why?
Here's my theory on it, because it's still in the White House. And now it's in like a private dining room, but the key word there is private, right? So he moved that out. He moved the statue of Winston Churchill in, somebody who's not even American.
Fucking British or something?
Yeah, like
Wait, is that a white? Is it,
Yeah, white guy.
Winston Churchill?
He's a British prime minister in World War II.
Yeah. He moved the statue of Winston Churchill in, removed MLK. And I believe we would have never knew about it. That information just leaked. And then they turned into like, oh, no, he didn't remove it. He just moved it to this private
room.
Yeah. So it's like, how many things can happen that are like a slap in the face to us as like African Americans, to where we're going to finally be like, maybe he doesn't want us to win. You know what I mean? I don't need you to say you hate black people. Just take away every opportunity that we have to shine and win. It's like a dude doesn't have to come over and be like, no, Max, I don't want to take this girl from you. But every time you turn around, he's telling her, hey, you know, Max be farting in this room. This dude, Max be, and he's just like hating, doing everything
He's not saying it to your face, but he's definitely doing it behind your back.
Fucking guys try to do that.
But yeah, I just
tell me every time.
right. That's a side note, bro. On the lighter topic, listen, here's another boss game for you. If you're trying to get at a girl, like leave the other dude. Like, you don't need to throw nobody under the bus to get her, because if you got to do that, she's not going. She's leaving with that dude anyway.
There's been so many times where fucking guys do that. Like, why try to make another guy look bad just to get this girl?
Yeah, man.
Bro, you got
nobody's ever succeeded doing none of that to me.
Hey, Mo knows this because he's a player. Back to thing.
I'm a lover boy.
But certified
player, lover boy, same thing.
No.
I'm looking for a wife, so.
But correct. Now I have another, brother on here, bro. Like, what are your thoughts? Do you believe that he's holding us back or attempting to hold us back?
Do I think Trump is holding us back?
Or trying to?
Yeah. Like, I don't think he has our best interests at heart. And I think whatever line we're in terms of like certain people that he's taking care of, we're not close to the front, like at all. We're way in the back. Like, he's not, I don't think he's really tripping on us like that in the ways that he's tripping on us in the ways that we don't want him to trip on us about. Like,
exactly. Go ahead.
But for me personally, from the jump, when dude first got on stage and started talking, like in 2016, something like 2015, whenever he first, like, because at first it was like kind of funny, like, oh, like Trump, like he's gonna be like the president, whatever, haha. But then the way I see his presidency is just like a joke that lasted way too long, and it's like back then it's like he would just say things, because my family's Trinidad, like my family's from Trinidad.
Okay,
I'm first generation, both my parents are immigrants, and it's like. I don't know if y'all know anything about Trinidadian people, but we don't sugarcoat nothing. Like, we're not gonna call a circle a square,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And as soon as this man's like opened his mouth, I'm like, this is not somebody I need to take serious, like, at all, from like day one,
right? Yeah.
And like, even the way that I grew up, like my parents, I grew up in a way where my parents were like, that's the kind of person I should never give the time of day or any of my respect,
right?
And I think just to see that kind of person evolve into what it is now, into him having so much power, so much backing, it's like I truly can't believe he's even gotten to that point. But it's like, no, to answer your question, I don't think he has our best interests at all. Like, he's not worried about us like that.
Yeah, I don't know, and I guess like all I would say, just to kind of like, unless you want to elaborate more on it, but it's just like a thing where, like I said, I could speak on what I'm seeing happen what in the Hispanic community right now, and I can have my voice on that. But even if I didn't, just to hear you be from that community and be able to point out valid points of things that are messed up, even if I came across another Hispanic person and they like gave points of why it's not messed up, I can't exclude the fact that somebody's hurting, because of this, right? And I think it's the same thing too, because we know that there's plenty of Black Trump supporters who are going to say, bro, I just watched a video of a dude yelling into his cell phone talking about This is misinformation. Trump didn't remove the bust of MLK. He just moved it to the private dining room. You guys are so stupid. And I'm just like thinking like, bro, he moved it to, it's like, go put it in the bathroom at that point.
Yeah,
Right.
pretty much.
Like, what are we saying here? Like, but he didn't remove the Winston. He brought Winston in. Why did this foreigner get up in here? You know, second time this nigga done brought a white foreigner into the Oval Office. You know what I'm saying? First, we got Elon Musk in there with his black eye after his rager or whatever he was going through. And now we got Winston Churchill.
That whole Elon thing was just so weird, bro.
It's all been weird.
Just like,
Bro,
yo, what?
All I have to say is, again, bro, there's really nothing too much to elaborate because I don't want to touch on people's cultures too much, bro.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak for the Africans, Trinidadians, the Mexicans. I don't want people talking about the Armenians if they're not Armenian, bro. Again, do they have the right to, though? Can we have a respectful course? Because actually, I do want people to talk about Armenians. That's just who I am. I want to hear civil discourse. That's the point of America. But I know that some people don't like it. So me personally, I don't do it. But I don't have an issue with if other people were to state their opinions. Because if they're wrong, they're a dumbass. If they're right, then you're ethnically pretty smart if you are so. But just to come back to this point, bro, if those are your guys' opinions, that's what you believe to be true, then you guys do you. That's the point of this fucking country. I may believe different. You may
Well,
believe
it's the
different,
point of this
whatever it may
podcast to
be.
give everybody's, opinions on,
Yeah, of course.
everyone's different cultures on certain opinions.
Yeah,
certain
that's
topics.
the exact point.
But I would
We
say
have the representatives of each culture to speak for their own,
Yep.
and we could speak and ask respectfully. We can be sensitive to each other's cultures, and there's not too much I could really say, bro. I don't
Well,
want to drain
No,
too
you're
much
not.
because I know it's a sensitive thing, bro. Because I can sit down here and say, but wait, well, hold up. Trump gave this much money to the HBCUs. Trump
Yes,
did this and
do
this and
that.
this and
No,
that.
say that.
But then you could be like, no, bro, but the bust, but this and that. So is it a win for me to sit down and try to argue with you? Trump, this, did all these other things statistically for the African American
Well, it
community.
wouldn't
When
be
you're
an
saying,
argument.
no, I as
It's
a
not
black
an
person
argument.
feel this. So why would I argue with you about that?
No,
I'll
it's
say,
not-
my brother,
yeah.
you're my brother because I respect you as a
Right.
homie. You say what you want, my bro. Let it out. That's your culture. That's your beliefs.
Right.
You do you,
It's
my
not
G.
an argument,
Well,
though.
I think,
Go ahead.
no, I was just going to try to wrap this up because we're on time already. If you want to say something,
Yeah, let me just say real fast.
real quick.
So I just want to say that it's not really, by the way, they're not even tripping. I don't know if you heard them say that in the beginning, but either way, yeah, they're not tripping at all.
I like that. I
So
like this spot. Hey, good job.
yeah.
Where's the cameras at?
So for one, when me and you had our private discussion about this particular topic and everything like that, it's not necessarily because I see the good thing is that when you present those things, that they're presented so that we can actually weigh these options out rather than them not like them people having those thoughts in their heart, in their head, and then people who think opposite of that, not even knowing that those thoughts are even out there. Right. Because then we need to ask ourselves questions too, because I'll be devil's advocate to my own, stance or whatever. When you pointed out a bunch of things that Trump did for like the African American community, which are factual. He did do those things. There's no opinion about whether he did that or not. Just like there's no opinions when it comes to like when he says he loves blacks or when he puts a black person in front, he really did that thing. But then I think for me, it's more so like what's like really beneficial. It's almost to me, like I think I told you this, the breadcrumb and the bread loaf. It's like, I'm going to sit here and I sprinkle some crumbs to everybody on this side, but then I starve you for a week and I'm eating bread. But then I can always come back and be like,
I sprinkled them crumbs.
I gave them crumbs. Like
Can't say I didn't.
Right. Now, when we talk about the amounts that he did, as far as like the scale of like how much money he donated into the HBCUs and all these other things, sometimes I feel like you got to be strategic when you're hating on somebody. We see it happen, bro, in romance movies too. You show up and be like, oh, this is my main guy right here. Meanwhile, he's reaching into your pocket to steal in your wallet or whatever, because sometimes you can't just be like a blatant, or just like brute force and move forward. Sometimes you gotta be deceptive. And so I take, as I know every other black person that I've come across, we all take his actions as very deceptive, where it's like, he's giving ammunition to non-black people to be able to battle us too and be like, nah, you guys are tripping. You guys are just playing that victim card again. Look, Trump did this for you and everything, but then he takes in a whole nother category. And so that's all I was gonna say. First of all, I just want to give a shout out to Max in general, right? Just as a person, bro, like the growth that I've seen you have as a friend, even without the growth, bro, like from day one, like you've always been there for me and Moses. Like if we needed something, like you never said no. And we recognize that.
Facts.
But I just wanted to be clear that it's like, it's not a matter that like whether you're not more than 1% African or whatever the case is.
That's true, by the way. That's
Yes.
actually true.
That's why I have to speak with Kai, because it's true. Like
I didn't doubt it when you said it. When you said it, I was like, that's got to be true. You wouldn't just say that.
Yeah, nobody would say that if it weren't true. But all I'm getting at is that, no, bro, like the things that you think and the way that you see it and the facts, because these are facts that you're talking about, they are a part of this conversation. It's just as long as we understand that we have to get into like, then it comes into like, if I were to tell you something about like Armenians and like, you tell me one thing and then I give you like a detail or a fact that could be against that. But then I'm going to depend upon you to tell me how much that means to you guys though. Like how much does this right here that I'm pointing out that you receive, how much does that mean to an actual Armenian? Because we got to listen to what people say, like hear what they say. Like, yeah, I can't, but hey, I think we got some good convo in today. Nobody wants to go to Iran. Everybody agrees. We talked about some films and everything. 100%. I don't know. Anybody got anything else that they want to chime in?
Jared, any goals?
Goals? Don't
go to Iran.
It's funny because
not go to Iran.
He was like, "Oh, we're gonna talk about filmmaking and stuff." And then we
it just got all dark.
Talk about like
we have to, bro. We got to touch these topics. But go ahead.
I would just say one thing, just fuck ICE.
Oh yeah.
And I hope that everybody listening learned something here today, I guess.
Yeah.
And I do think having I think this is one thing I want to say. I think having conversations and like being open to listening to people that don't think like you is important, because if you don't, then you're not really hearing what the other side is thinking. Mm-hmm. And I also think that there are times where we want to shut the other side out, but it's like we do need to listen to understand and strengthen our own beliefs. Because like sometimes when you hear what somebody says, you may not agree with it. You might be like, whoa, like that's actually really crazy, and it will strengthen what you were thinking already. So it's like,
exactly.
I think discourses like these, even though they kind of come out of nowhere, I think they are important, and I'm happy to just sit and talk with you guys about the state of the world.
It's healthy. So some would call it whole foods, but all I have to say to the people who watch us, first and foremost, thank you for coming out, bro. I hope every goal you have in life, in entertainment, success, may it come true, bro. I wish the best for you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Secondly, for the audience who's watching, like Jay said, I agree with everything you said. Civil discourse is very important. We need to have these conversations back and forth. You need to be talking to people that don't think the way you do to expand your knowledge, to be smarter. And like Jay said, if you're really standing 10 toes on something and like someone just says something way out the park, you're like, damn, okay. Now I'm standing 10. Now I'm putting 10 hands on that fucking shit too. Now I'm really standing on that shit. And I'm gonna even get more intellectually deep into this, whatever it may be. Ladies and gentlemen, all I want to say is we need to unite. And that's the point of the world, right? It's the point of humanity. We need to be united. And in this beautiful country that we live in, the United States of America, like I said, it's not the divided states of America. Have conversations, understand one another, and meet each other as much as you can in the middle, as much possible. And if not, then you can't. That's all I have to say. Spread love, as long as it's not Diddy's love. And that's another episode of Boss Talk.
Yes,
thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Jared, you're also going to be a part of our movie that we're writing.
Yeah, whatever y'all need, man. I'm here.
All right,
man. I appreciate you coming on, bro.
Boss Talk.
For having me. Thank you for having me, guys. Y'all take it easy. And we out. Thank you.
Other episode.